Hello students. Welcome to our physics class. This is our first lesson, so let us see what we shall learn today. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to 1. Define physics. 2. Outline the various branches of physics. 3. State the scientific method. 4. List the career opportunities in physics. 5. State the importance of physics. Now, without further delay, let us dive into today's topic. We are starting a very exciting subject, physics. Before we begin, let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever wondered why a ball thrown into the air comes back down? Why do aeroplanes fly? Or how your phone works when you make a call? These are questions that physics helps us answer. Now let us define physics. Physics is the branch of science that studies matter, energy, and their interactions. In a more simpler term, we can say physics is about understanding how the universe works. Also, physics studies the natural world, from the smallest particles including living organisms, to the massive bodies like the galaxies, planets, and so on. Now, follow me. Let us discuss the branches of physics. Just like a tree has its branches, physics has various branches, or you can say classifications. Each class focuses on a particular part of nature to make it easier to study. Now let us explore the 5 main branches of physics. Firstly, mechanics. It is that area that studies the motion of an object, the forces acting on the object, and the energy involved. A good description for this is a car or body in motion. Next is thermodynamics. This is the area that studies how heat is transferred from one medium to another. A good example is, when you leave your bucket of water under the sun, it tends to get hot or warm as a result of the heat transferred from the sunlight. Next is optics. This studies the behavior of light, how light travels from one medium to another. A good example is how the lens interacts with the eye for better sight. The next one is sound. This explains how noise or sound is produced, how it is propagated, and how it is applied in real life. Example is how we hear the sound from a radio. Lastly, electromagnetism. It is the study of the charges, at rest and in motion. A battery will power a device because of the electromagnetic charges in motion that interact with the device at rest. There are other branches of physics like atomic physics, nuclear physics, plasma physics, etc. Well done students, you are doing amazingly well. Next, we will explore the other branches of physics. Like I mentioned previously, we will be exploring other branches of physics. Atomic physics. As the name suggests, this is an area of physics that studies atomic structure and how atoms interact with each other and their surroundings. An example is a solar panel converting sunlight to electricity by exciting tiny atomic particles. Number 2, nuclear physics. Here, the focus is on the tiny center of the atom, called the nucleus. It studies how the nucleus behaves. A good example is radiation therapy. Nuclear physics helps in cancer treatment by creating ionizing radiation, like gamma rays, which targets and destroys cancer cells. Another class is plasma physics. We can find this in lightning storms, what we know as thunder. What happens is that the air is heated so much that it creates a high-energy gas, which explodes in form of lightning. In other words, we can say plasma is created when a gas is heated to an extremely high temperature. Interesting, isn't it? Alright, you are doing great. Next, let us talk about the scientific method. Have you ever wondered how scientists figure out things like why the sky is blue, or how gravity works? The answer is that they follow the scientific method. It is the systematic way of solving problems and answering questions in science. There are 6 steps or methods. First, observations. For example, observing the uniform fall of 2 different-sized balls thrown into the air. A physicist will observe this phenomenon and wonder why it happens. This leads us to the next step. The physicist, based on his observation, will ask specific questions. He goes further, to do background research. After his research, he proposes a very educated guess, in other words hypothesis. Remember, it is just a guess, so to test his guess, or hypothesis, he goes to the laboratory to conduct experiments, collecting data and measurements. Next, he studies and examines the data collected, comparing and relating his data to the hypothesis. Next, based on his analysis, he concludes and, finally, communicates his results. The scientific method are very important because it ensures physics experiments and observations are not based on personal opinions. It ensures accuracy in measurements, data collection, and analysis. So, I encourage you to pay close attention to what happens in the environment and also ask questions when you do. Well done, student, you are doing amazingly well. Now, we will discuss the career opportunities in physics. Are you excited? Okay. There are many job opportunities for students who studied physics. We are going to look at 6 areas where physics knowledge can lead to great careers. Let's start with the first one. Career opportunities in academia and research. You can be a researcher. You get to design and conduct experiments to test theories and discover new things. You can work in a research institute or teach at a university, etc. Healthcare and medicine. Physics is also important in healthcare. You can become a radiographer. You can use the knowledge of physics to improve medical imaging and treatment. You can use radiation therapy to treat cancer efficiently. Again, you can be a biophysicist, using physics to study the movement of molecules within living cells. If you enjoy helping people and have an interest in biology and health, combining physics with medicine could offer a rewarding career. Next, engineering. You can be a mechanical engineer, applying physics in the designing of machines, engines, and tools. You can be an electrical engineer. They work with electrical systems and devices. You can be an aerospace engineer, using physics to design spacecraft, satellites, and aeroplanes. Engineering careers are great for people who love to work on practical problems and enjoy building things. Technology. You can be a software developer. You can use physics to design algorithms. Example, developing simulation software for physical systems such as weather forecasting, etc. You can be a data scientist. They analyze large amounts of data to make predictions and decisions. Example, analyzing trends in stock markets or predicting climate change patterns. A career in this field might be perfect for you if you love gadgets and computers. Next, teaching service. With the knowledge of physics, you can become a physics teacher like me. You can help other students learn about physics and make it fun. Finally, environmental physics. With the knowledge of physics, you can become an environmental consultant. You can use physics to assess environmental problems and recommend solutions. You can be a climate scientist. They use physics models to understand weather patterns, global warming, etc. So, you can see, there are many exciting careers where physics plays a major role. Whether you want to research, create an experiment, solve problems, teach students, etc. You are doing amazingly well. Let us now discuss the importance of physics in our daily lives. Before we delve into the importance of physics, write down any technology or tool you use every day that involves physics. Alright. Let us proceed. Physics is important because it helps us create useful things and solve real-world problems. For example, in our daily lives, the devices like washing machines, air conditioners, and fans that makes life easy in our homes operates using mechanical and electrical principles derived from physics. Again, in real-world application, physics contributes in the development of medical devices we see in hospitals, like X-ray machines and machines for radiotherapy, which helps to improve patients' health outcome. In technology, the use of smartphones has made communication easy and faster. Again, In transportation, the innovation of cars, airplanes, and even bicycles were all as a result of physics. So you see, physics has transformed our world and continues to shape our future. Alright students. You have done great by staying through and paying attention to the lesson. Well done. Now, I have an assignment for you, to assess your understanding of what you have been taught. Instruction. Write down these questions in your booklet. Research further on the topic discussed. Assignment 1. Write 2 examples of how you use physics in your daily life. Assignment 2. Define physics in your own terms and understanding. Assignment 3. Think of a problem in your daily life, for example, why your phone battery drains fast. And write down how you will apply scientific method to solve it. Before we end today's lesson, let us recap what we have learnt so far. 1. We define physics. 2. We discussed the major branches of physics. 3. We discussed the scientific method. 4. We listed some career opportunities in physics. Finally, we discussed the importance of physics in our daily lives. Great job, students. We have come to the end of today's lesson. In our next lesson, we will discuss the fundamental and derived quantities and units. See you in the next class.